do less. I got next, playing off the ball, and you know the J wet. She text back, so I'm saying there's a chance. Girl, I'm sorry in advance. And you know we got the passion. He talk a lot of shit, at least I got her laughing, right?
Alrighty, we have Lyndsey D'Arcangelo here on the secret segment. You guys know what's up. It's 10 questions, same questions every time. Super icebreaker for the first one. Lyndsey, what's your favorite color?
Blue.
Whoa, that's 3 for 3. My first 3 secret segment people have all said blue.
Really?
That's wild. And I just did, the first one I did was with Nitzan Blovstein, another athletic contributor, and she also said blue. So just crazy. 3 for 3 on the blue.
It's the best color.
I like it. Obviously, I'm rocking the blue today. Question 2. If you had to choose only one candy to eat forever, what would it be?
One candy to eat forever. So I grew up with this candy. I grew up in the 90s, right? And they still make it, but they're not as popular. There's a candy called Runts.
Yes.
And it's just like, it looks like little shapes of fruit, but it's like all different. It's like just sugar that comes in different shapes of fruit.
Oh my gosh, Runts are so underrated.
I'm addicted to Runts. I can't buy like a whole, like they sell them in those boxes now. I can't buy it because I'll eat the whole thing.
Here at our movie theater, they sell them in like the big, thick movie theater box. Yeah, so underrated. That's a good one. Good one. I like it. It's funny because Runts are kind of like Starburst in the way that like people like pick and choose which ones they like. You know what I mean? They only like certain colors or certain shapes. Number 3. What were you gonna say?
I said the bananas are my favorite. The little banana.
They're your favorite.
Banana
That's
flavor.
funny. I think that's one of the only like banana flavored things I can recall ever like enjoying in life is the banana flavored run. Question 3. Best vacation you've ever been on?
Oh, that's a good one. As an adult with a family, I have an 8-year-old daughter. We went to Yellowstone last year.
Cool.
For 2 weeks, and it was incredible. It's not like I'm usually a beach vacation type of person, but this is something my wife really wanted to do. So we decided to go last summer, and it was so incredible. It was amazing.
That's so cool. I had a cousin I don't remember how old I was. I must have been like maybe 12 or younger. And my cousin was like 22 at the time, and she actually worked in Yellowstone over the summer, and she loved it. She said she would go back and do it again every single summer if she could. Yeah,
it's just an amazing place. You're in a different part of the world almost, even though you're in the country. It's just I can't even, aptly describe it. It's just something you have to experience.
Right, definitely. Very hard to articulate. I totally understand what you're saying. Back kind of to the food realm for question number 4. Name one food that you absolutely will not eat under any circumstance.
Green olives.
I totally agree with that. I'm like a 0 olive. No, like I can stand black olives sometimes, but green olives are like my stopping point.
Yeah, I can't stand any olive, but green olives especially. Like even if we get pizza and my wife wants green olives on it, I won't eat the piece that's touching her piece with the olives because I'm like, you taste it. It's gross. It's gross.
I love it. I love those childish food tendencies like that. Like I will not do that. So number 5, since obviously this is a sports talk mostly secret segment, what was the first live sporting event that you ever attended?
As a kid, probably I live in Buffalo, so either a Sabres game. I want to say a Sabres game. Even though I used to go to Bills games with my dad all the time too, but I want to say it was probably a Sabres game.
Cool. That's awesome. I love
why hockey's more kid friendly, I don't know, than football, I guess. But my dad didn't take us till we were a little older. And I could remember seeing the Sabres when I was like 6, 7, 8 years old.
That's so fun. Yeah. Hockey's so sense. And I feel like it's one of those things that like it's like acceptable for the kids to see like the violence in hockey,
right?
it's part of
I think it's more of the people in the stands, because when you go to Bills games, it's any football game,
Right.
fans get aggressive, and
true.
it's, you don't see that so much in hockey, especially in the upper levels.
Right.
So.
That makes sense. 6 is a little random, little off the wall. If you had to choose one actor or actress to play you in a film about you, who would it be?
This is hard because I'm like a huge tomboy, right? So it's like,
Correct.
what actress could, kind of pull that off a little bit? Jeez. I might have to think about this one a little bit.
We can come back to it. We had to do that in my last secret segment. We have to come back to a question.
Yeah, that's a toughie because, I mean, Kristen Stewart, I've seen her in some, do some tomboyish roles, so I could see that maybe.
Very versatile. Yeah.
Maybe.
As far as features wise, she would make a good you too. You guys have at least like similar facial features enough for her to like pass off in a movie.
With Kristen Stewart. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We'll go with Kristen Stewart. What is one thing you've learned in the past week, and it could be big or small?
One thing I've learned in the past week. What have I learned? Like personally wise, or in the sports world, or
anything? Yeah. It comes to mind. Did you learn a statistic? Did you learn a fact about somebody? Did you learn a rule that you didn't know was ruled?
Well, like my daughter, she tells me these tidbits of information like all the time.
Right.
As far as like nature and things like that. But I can't remember like right in this moment. I think personally I've learned that, and then this is like something that's just gotten progressively more, I've gained more awareness for it as I've gone on these past few months, is just to stay off social media more.
Yeah, that's a good
everyday lesson, I feel like.
Yeah, I think it's wise for everybody to kind of just step back a little bit. I mean, for a lot of us, as you know, like you feel like your job and your career and so much of like what you do revolves around it, so it's hard. But even to just start setting limits, like waiting so much time after you wake up in the morning before you get on it, or setting a time limit before you go to bed to not be on it. Starting with those types of things, I feel like will just make you want to be on it less because you realize what you're getting out of being on it less. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that's a great one. I think that's good that you kind of stopped and brought that up as your one thing that you've learned, because it's a good one. It's important. I think we all should kind of be open about our rejection of normalization of social media. You know what I mean?
It's hard. It's a challenge, especially like you said, for me, like I'm sort of ingrained in it. I mean, I didn't join Twitter until 2015, and it was such a networking boost for me, even though I've been writing for a long time. It just brought more visibility, and my career took off. So it's kind of something I don't want to get rid of, but at the same time, I don't want to be beholden to it either and immersed in it. So
yeah, you can't tie yourself to it as far as your whole worth. Like you said, you definitely need to find other ways to connect and expand what you have going on. So no, great one, love that. Thanks for sharing that. 2 more questions, well 3 technically, 8, 9, 10. Pick one to be for a day, hero or villain?
Hero.
I knew you were gonna say that. What kind of heroistic acts would you perform, Lyndsey?
Well, so I'm a huge Spider-Man fan, right? Huge Spider-Man fan. So if I could have the suit, everything, all the web sling, all of it for a day, oh my God, that would be awesome.
Oh yeah, I love it. I love that you actually put like a face to the hero too. I like
Yes.
it. I like it. Okay, number 9, and I usually always have an idea of what certain people are gonna say, but with you, I have no idea what you're gonna say to this question. Favorite day of the week?
Favorite day of the week. So I like Thursdays,
Okay.
weirdly enough, because, you know, by then most of the week has gone by, and I feel like that's, you know, a point where you could be like, you know, it's been productive and whatever, and then also the weekend's right around the corner.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, like,
Yeah.
most of the week
You're
is behind you, weekend's right around the corner. It's like that sort of excitement for the weekend starting to build, you know?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Totally. I like that. I like that you said Thursday. Okay, last one. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Worst career advice you've ever received?
Worst career advice I've ever received. You know, I feel like the people in my life who have mentored me or who have helped me out with things never gave me any bad career advice.
That's good.
I mean, everybody, even the first boss I ever had, who was horrible, and I wasn't even in a writing job at that point, she
Yeah.
said, you need to go do something with writing.
Right,
So
right.
I don't know that I ever got any bad career advice, to be honest.
Can you think of like any general, like in the like writing industry or journalism industry, like any general bad advice you've heard people give or like heard people encounter that you kind of like hear a lot that people have been told? Or like any cliches like that you can think of?
The only thing that I ever had trouble with was when someone would say, like, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Like, you got to map out a timeline, a goal, and like that, which I guess is great in theory, but life is so unpredictable. And
right, it's limited way.
Yeah, and you know, I feel like it's almost better if you set like, you know, what you're gonna do like today or what you're gonna do like this month. You know, say you wanna reach out to 1 new publication or 2 new publications this month with pitches and get a story published. Like, I feel like you need to, or at least it worked better for me if I kept my goals where I could see them.
Right, a little more
Focusing on the long term where that could either like stress you out or overwhelm you or get you down, you know.
Right.
So
well, and in a, you know, career standpoint, or as far as like accomplishing anything really goes, that to have a long-term goal is important, but like you said, there are so many little intricate pieces that involve getting to that long-term goal that if you're not doing those little itty-bitty pieces, the thing 5 years from now is never going to come.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you want to, for example, release a book 5 years from now, you, like you said, you kind of have to start those itty-bitty steps towards getting to that big goal, which, like you said, will create a little bit more of a tangible perspective for the short term that will eventually get you there.
Short-term goals, in my opinion, are better than focusing on the long-term goals.
I agree with that, 100%. Yeah. Cool. Well, that wraps up our secret segment. So thanks for your time on that. And obviously, everyone who's listening, make sure you go to the actual episode 11 and listen to the interview with Lyndsey. Don't want to miss that one, so please check it out. We'll see you there.
All I want is you to stay like what you know about this. About to trade my bitch for a first round pick. You thought these wounds would never heal. Swerving through this tournament, I bet I find a steel type. Delay the favorite, but I always bet the field swap. Blood cousins for a grammar, buddy heel. Promise it's nothing, but I'm swearing this is real. You switch teams, but the league just might appeal. Stats nice. So she